politely started tailgating. If you can imagine politely tailgating, it's just
Get the fuck off the road, you dog.
you know, a beat, nothing, started flashing.
If I was in front of Imran, you know the first thing I would do is fucking get your license plate and report you.
This is coming from a guy who used to carry a suitcase to school, a rolling suitcase.
Yeah, fucking going to the airport, are we?
Yeah, you fucking nerd.
Diablo.
Hello and welcome to another episode of No Grandmas Allowed. You're joined with me, Imran, and oh, wait a second, he's not fucking here because he's an absent dog. And so, all good because I've got a backup. I'm pretty excited about this guest. I know him the most. What's better than having just one of me on this show? Let's have two of me. Introducing Imran. Sup, dude? So, good having you on board on the show. Thanks for coming in a little bit last minute. It's awesome being on. Sorry, dude, I had pubic hair in my mouth. Because you know how wild it gets, you know, just all over the place. You know, other than how much I know you, tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm pretty wild, man. Like, my mates would vouch for me and say that, you know, they would be like, other than the fact that I'm quite tall, you know, people would look at me and be like, whoa, dude, you know, you're a role model. You know, you're a major inspiration to all of us. And just an all-round great guy. You know what, dude? You sound quite humble, and I totally believe you. So the kind of thing that we like to do on this show is, you know, shenanigans, fooling around, doing stupid shit, putting shit on each other sometimes. You're a loner. Nobody wants to hang out with you. Is that good? Well, I don't know, because that kind of hurts because I actually am alone at the moment. Well, other than the fact that you're here, JJ's not here, and it kind of feels like, oh shit, you know, you really are attacking my weakness there, so it hurts a bit. I can't help it if you can't fucking take that shit, dude. That's just who I am. You know who I am. That's just me. I'm wild. Take that shit. Take it. Okay, I feel like I'm talking to my stepdad. Basically, we also share some funny stories. You know, we like to have a good laugh and bring up any sort of funny memories that we've had in the past with each other. Is there any sort of a funny story you could share or any sort of like an anecdote from work? I'll stop you right there. So I've got the best story. One time, so this is at my old job. I remember working with this person, okay, this woman, who she used to be just one of those really hesitant kind of introverted type people. She used to get really uncomfortable if you unintentionally stared at her while she was eating food. And she used to just stare at you first, pause, stop eating. Yeah. And she'd be like, what? And I'd be like, nothing. And then she'd say, oh, I'm sorry. I get a little bit awkward when people watch me eat. I get a bit uncomfortable. It's just a bit to me, you know, like that whole what the fuck is oh, dude, that totally happens to me. So okay, I get it. All right, fine. Next time she eats, I'll make sure I look away. So anyway, some time passed by after that. I was eating food, and it was like this. They had like a work lunch thing, and I'm sitting there and I'm eating my food. She's sitting right next to me, and she's almost squaring off, looking straight at me, watching me eat. But she's not doing it on purpose. She's just like kind of daydreaming while she's watching me, right? She must have been distracted or something. Yep. So, you know, in my peripheral vision, noticing that she's doing this, I'm like, okay, two-way street. So instead of saying anything, I made her realize in a different way how fucking annoying what she was doing was. So I was eating whatever I was eating. I can't remember what it was, but I was just doing it so sensually and sexually, like as if I was in a food advertisement. I was like, And then straight after I did that, she'd get super embarrassed and turned away. Then, you know, some time passed by, and then it kind of occurred to me why she had the perspective that she had. Because I had this one time when at that same job, I was walking past one of these managers' offices, right? This guy, massive bloke, he's sitting in his office. So I walk past his office door at the perfect moment, right? Just as I walk past, I look into his office, and he's sitting facing the door, and he's fucking shoveling this cake straight down into the back of his throat. That's what it looked like. But he was like, this is what he looked like. He was shoveling it like a big piece all at once. You know, so it was kind of like, like, and I'm thinking at that moment, I've already passed the door and I'm thinking like, what's the rush, dude? What's the panic? Like, is someone else racing to eat your food? Like, take a smaller bite for fuck's sake, right? Yeah. Okay, fine. I get it. I get why she had that perspective. But here's the thing though, right? If you're going to eat in private, eat slower and don't choke to death. Who's going to help you? Well, I'm not going to help you if I'm walking past that office and I see you going, I'm going to piss myself laughing and run to the next person and explain it to them about it. And by that time, you're dead. Oh, shit, you're good. So I've had a kind of a similar experience because normally like we kind of go back and forth with this. If you have an experience, I'll tell you something similar. I don't care, bro. I didn't ask for an explanation. Just do whatever you want. It's your fucking show, you idiot. So a friend of mine, one time we were at, I think it was at a wedding or something. And I think he had a few too many drinks. And he just comes up to me, pissing himself laughing. But the way that he came up to me was you know when you're like walk running to someone with excitement, or you're just walk running and then you kind of go too far forward. You're going a bit too far forward and you're almost going to stack it head first into the ground because you forgot how to walk because you're so excited. So that's what this guy was doing. And he comes and he just lands on my chair. He goes, oh, bro. I'm like, yeah, because like nothing said at this point. I'm just confused. He goes, bro, I saw this girl, this lady, she was eating food. I'm like, yeah. And then he goes, but it looked like she was kind of sucking at a cock, you know, like, that's probably got to be the closest that I've had a similar sort of embarrassing eating moment experience. Oh, I took off my shirt for no reason. All right, I've got another kind of experience that is really a bit of a complaint as well. I hate it when people don't know how long they've been staring at you. Like, I kind of do it myself as well, and it could be a mixture of staring and daydreaming, and you don't even realize you're doing it. But I was sitting so I went to a bar in Manchester, and I'm sitting there with my wife, and she's opposite me, and we're having a conversation, and then, like, this desk is like a joined desk, right? It's a bigger desk. Desk? What the fuck is desk, bro? You're a flop. It was this big table, and like right in the middle of this table, there's this barrier, so you can have like two separate groups of people sitting on one table. So we're sitting there, we're having some drinks. I said drinks, so we sound cool. And these people were sitting next to us, and like as soon as we start talking, they just fucking turn and they're looking straight at us because you look ugly. They don't look the best themselves. Like, they've got all this color in their hair. Their fucking shirts are all dark. They look like confused rainbow goths of some sort. So anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm noticing this in my peripheral vision, and my wife's talking to me, but I'm not even paying attention to anymore because I'm just annoyed at how much these guys are fucking staring at us. Yeah. So I finally just muster up the courage. I turn to them, I look at them and I go, and then they all just kind of go, Jesus, and look away. I would stare at that nose for a while too. Don't stare for a while. Moral of the story. That's it. That wouldn't happen to me ever. If it did, it'll probably be because they're like looking at me going, wow, how do I be like that? Wow, dude. Ego. Sub. Any other strange or weird experiences recently? You know what? I'm not going to answer that question. I don't feel like it. I will tell you a story though. So I get to the petrol station the other day. And while I'm at the petrol station, I'm filling up my cup. And I'm standing there and I'm looking around. Yep. And then I look over at the filling station, you know, where the big truck fills up the underground tanks. And there's a massive sign there. It says, switch your mobile phone off. Right? Yeah. And then my gaze wanders to the pump right next to me. And there's a sign there that says, pay for your phone. Pay for your phone? So it says, pay for your fuel using your phone. Right? Is that some shenanigans you like to have on your podcast? Bitch. Hey. I get enough of that shit from JJ. So now there's a little bit of conflict here, right? I'm thinking, what do? Do I, once I finish filling up, take my phone out, right? to pay for the fuel, and right at that inconvenient moment, the fucking phone battery goes defective, shoots out a spark, right? That spark lands on the concrete, the wet concrete floor, manages to somehow take a fucking stroll all the way to the area of the concrete floor where underneath the fuel tank is, or the massive fuel tanks are, or whatever. I don't know the fucking terminology, right? And then somehow managed to get underneath a thick layer of concrete and then fucking igniting all of that fuel underground and blowing my ass and everyone's fucking asses at the petrol station sky high. And while I'm in the sky, right, with all my limbs blown off, hopefully my arm holding the phone isn't blown off, going, oh no, that's not my biggest problem. I still didn't pay for the fuel. Or do I go up to the fucking people who made these signs and tell them to go fuck themselves? That's definitely complaint. No, but I like that story. I know that is a bit contradictory. Like, why the fuck do you have one sign saying one thing and then another one with the whole pay your phone bullshit? Like, hey, welcome to morning sunset. What? You're not funny. So anyway, that was my story and I take full fucking credit for it. I don't know about you, but I feel like we should wrap this up. Well, I don't know about you, but this isn't your show. This is fucking my show. So I'll tell you when we'll wrap it up. Whoa. No, but honestly, bottom of my heart, thank you to all who had the patience to watch this episode. I do appreciate the support. All I did was literally sit here for fucking half an hour and take my shirt on and off and constantly talk to myself like an idiot. Like, straight up, if my wife was in the house right now, she'd be like, and bye. And no, I'm not pussy whipped. Fuck you, JJ. Shout out to JJ. Go fuck yourself. Like, follow, subscribe where you can. We're on social media, Facebook, Instagram. We're also on most podcasting apps, so check us out. But the best place to watch us is definitely YouTube. All right, peace out. What the fuck is this, dude? How gay was that? Shit.